We planned to open in May, but asset containment insisted we build the walls up higher. It's bigger than expected. We hit a few speed bumps early on. We began to anticipate where the food would come from. One of the handlers nearly lost an arm, the others threatened to quit.
And that?
It tried to break the glass. Think it'll scare the kids?
The kids? This'll give the parents nightmares.
Hey guys, what is up? Niyat here with Film Comics Explained, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Indominus Rex that was featured in the 2015 sci-fi adventure film Jurassic World, which was the sequel to the legendary Jurassic Park franchise. The first few films delved into the process of creating dinosaurs from animal tissue. Their DNA was essentially found within mosquitoes that had been fossilized in amber. With funding from John Hammond, Dr. Henry Wu then filled the DNA gaps found in the samples by using DNA extracted from West African frogs. Frogs are essentially amphibious creatures that evolved before dinosaurs, which is why they thought it would be a better fit than using the DNA of birds and lizards that were found today.
We control their chromosomes. It's really not that difficult. All vertebrate embryos are inherently female anyway. They just require an extra hormone given at the right developmental stage to make them male. We simply deny them that.
Deny them that?
Unfortunately, these particular frogs have the ability to change sex from females to males when the population calls for it. Because Jurassic Park was created as a tourist attraction, their intention was to make sure all the dinosaurs were female to prevent any breeding and ensure that they maintained control of the park at all times. But as Jeff Goldblum so famously stated,
Listen, if there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously. But I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
it's this overlooked factor and the selfish actions of a few individuals that leads to the inevitable destruction of the park and the deaths of so many employees. In the opening scenes of Jurassic World, it's explained that although the park had been successfully reopened for some time now, and they were making lots of money, the company was being crushed under the increased costs of running the facility. It's also explained that in 2012, the executives of InGen, the parent company that owned and ran Jurassic World, had essentially greenlighted an initiative to create a new dinosaur altogether to wow audiences and draw in new investors, which led to the creation of the Indominus Rex. This unholy beast was the result of mixing the DNA traits of multiple different species. There were a handful of different dinosaur species that were mixed in, including the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Velociraptor, Carnotaurus, Gigantosaurus, Rugops, as well as a few more. The DNA was also spliced with modern animals like the cuttlefish, the tree frog, and viper snake. Unknown to the CEO, Masrani, Wu had conspired with Vic Hoskins, who was the security commander for InGen, to weaponize the Indominus Rex in a larger scheme that would enable the dinosaurs to be used in military operations. It's because of this that Wu kept many of the creatures that were used in the creation of the Indominus Rex a secret. The Indominus stood at a height of 40 feet and was at least 50 feet in length. What was most astounding was that for a creature of its size, it was able to run at remarkable speeds, reaching 20 to 30 miles per hour when it was in pursuit. The creature also had a roar to match that rivaled the engines of large commercial planes. The Indominus Rex had a total of 74 teeth, which were exposed like a crocodile, a trait taken from its T-Rex DNA. The creature also had a tremendous bite that had the ability to crush the bulletproof gyrosphere that was specifically designed to protect visitors from the dinosaurs. Foreshadowing how dangerous the Indominus actually was, in the opening scenes it's explained that there were actually two that were created, but this Indominus had essentially eaten her sibling. The Indominus Rex had spiky osteoderms across its body that were extremely tough, being able to withstand fire from a minigun and even a direct hit from a rocket launcher. It also had well-developed forelimbs complete with opposable thumbs, featuring large claws on each of its four fingers. Although the Indominus Rex was said to be greyish-white, due to the mixture of cuttlefish genes, it had the ability to change its colour at will, which aided in its ability to hunt. The cuttlefish genes were also responsible for its extremely fast growth. The DNA that was extracted from the tree frogs also allowed it to reduce its thermal temperature, making it invisible to the facility's scanners. If that wasn't terrifying enough, its viper DNA also allowed it to detect thermal signatures, as well as enabling it to open its mouth much wider than any of the other dinosaurs. To make matters worse, Wu decided to also add DNA from velociraptors, giving it not only a high level of intelligence and advanced problem-solving skills, but also allowing the Indominus to communicate with other raptors with ease. This intelligence is especially noted when we take her escape into consideration. The Indominus had fooled the facility into thinking that she had escaped, forcing them to head inside her enclosure, leading to her actual escape. Though I suspect that both Dr. Wu and Hoskins also had a part to play here. She also remembered where they had placed the tracker on her when she was younger, and was able to remove it and use it to misdirect the humans that were chasing her. Her escape and the subsequent carnage that she creates is ultimately responsible for the amusement park's demise, as many people are attacked and killed by the rampaging and unhindered dinosaurs. After facing off with Owen's pack of raptors, the Indominus is then met by the veteran T-Rex, who attempts to stop her and puts up a good fight. Unfortunately, due to the DNA splicing and mixture of genes, the Indominus proves to be far too strong for the T-Rex, but before she can deliver a lethal blow, she is snatched up by the enormous Mosasaurus and taken into the lagoon towards her death. I think it's important to note that for me, one of the most worrying characteristics of the Indominus Rex was that although it initially appears as though she was driven by instinct, her actions prove that unlike regular carnivorous dinosaurs, she was driven by sheer hatred and seemed to take pleasure in killing. To be fair, her sinister nature was the result of her unstable genetic makeup and the negative effects of living in isolation from the rest of the dinosaurs. I mean, her sole interaction was with a bloody crane that gave it food.
How long has the animal been in here?
All its life?
Never seen anything outside of these walls?
We can't exactly walk it.
And you feed it with that?
Is there a problem?
Animals raised in isolation aren't always the most functional. The only positive relationship this animal has is with that crane. At least she knows that means food.
Well, that's all for today, folks. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If there's any other content you would like me to look at or explain, please let me know in the comments below. As always, it's been a pleasure. Niyat here with Film Comics Explained. Thanks for stopping by.
You're going after her with non-lethals.
We have $26 million invested in that asset. We can't just kill it.
This men are gonna die.
What is that?
That's her tracking implant. She clawed it out.
How would it know to do that?
She remembered where they put it in.